Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we will going to see the while loop and for loop in Python. Okay, so if before we start with the topic, if you are new to my channel, I would request you to please subscribe my channel because this will give me the immense motivation to create a new and unique video for you guys. So please hit a subscribe button. And if you like this video, please hit a like button and share this video to the maximum people who want to create their career in data analytics, data science, and in the Python. Okay, so without any further delay, let's move on to the topic. So in this topic, we will going to see the while loop and for loop. So in Python, the loop are used to repeatedly execute the block of code. There are the two main type of loops here, while loops and for loops. Both serve the different purpose, and understanding of them is fundamental for writing the efficient code. Okay, so first we will going to look into what is while loop. The while loop execute as long as the given condition is true. The loop continue running until the condition become a false. Okay, so these are the basic while loop is start with. Okay, the course executed repeatedly. So if I give you the explanation here, the while loop checks the condition at the start. If the condition is true, the block of code inside the loop is executed. After the code block finishes the executing, the condition is checked again. So this repeat until the condition become a false. Important thing here we note to that if the condition never become a false, the loop will run infinitely. So leading to an infinite loop. Okay. So we'll see the first example of the basic while loop example we will going to see over here. Okay. So let's add a block of code here. Let me delete this and add next over here. So if I paste, so for example, the counter is equal to 1. Here we are trying to create a while loop. So we'll put a while and then counter. Okay. So if the counter is less than and equal to 5, print the counter is print. Like this is the prefix that we want to enter and the counter. So counter is over here, right? So this is a variable. The counter is equal to 1. Here we are putting a while loop. Okay. Like the counter is less than and equal to 5, and we want to print the counter is whatever number it is here. Okay. Then we want to put the counter plus 1. Okay. Plus and equal to 1. In so increment the counter by 1. Okay. So if I execute this code over here, so you can see it is executed 5 times. Okay, because we have provided a condition over here, the less than and equal to 5. Okay, so like at the first time, we have executed this, and this has become a 1, and then it has enter the 1 plus 1, and it become a 2, and then so on and so forth, like 3, 4, 5. So it has executed until the 5 condition is met. Okay. So if I, for example, here, if I put 7 over here, and if I execute this, so you can see it is went up to 7. Okay. Like for example, here, if I put 10, then it will execute until 10. If I put 100 over here, it will go 100 over here. Okay. So you can see that how this while loop is work. Okay. So this is the simple example of a while loop. So the while loop is check if the counter is a less than or equal to 5. The each time the loop is run, it print the value of a counter and then increment by the 1, as I said. Okay. The loop is stopped when the counter become a 6, at which the point condition is less than and equal to 5 is false. Okay. Now let's move on to the second example which is infinite while loop. Okay, with the break. So if I just put you the code over here, let me put a code over here. So while loop is true, the user input like type a exit to stop the loop. Okay. If the user is equal to exit, print a loop has been stopped or break. Okay. So let me execute this code. Okay. Now type the exit to stop the loop. Okay. So if I write exit over here, the loop has been stopped. Okay. So this is a simple example, wherein the loop is continue to run until you put any action over here. Okay. So this is a simple example. If I explain you this, the condition true means the loop will run infinitely. Okay. Over here. So that is the explanation for this one true. The break statement is inside the loop exits the loop when the user type exit. Okay. And without a break, the loop would continue forever. Okay. So without a break, the continue will loop forever. Okay. Now the second topic we will going to see the for loop. So what is a for loop? A for loop is a used to iterate over a sequence like a list, string, or range. It is a more commonly used when you know beforehand how many times you want to repeat the block of code. Okay. So let me give you an example of this. So if I put it over here, like for loop item in a sequence, the code execute for the each iteration, each items. Okay. So like the for loop is goes through the each time, each item in the given sequence, the list, range, or string, etc. For each iteration, the current item is stored in the variable, okay, that is called item. In the block of code is executed. The loop automatically stop once all the item in the sequence have been processed. Okay. So if I take the simple example of this one, so let me paste over here. So the fruit is equal to apple, banana, and cherries. For the fruit in the fruit print, I like the fruit. So if I execute this, I like apple, banana, and cherries. Okay, so we have this three list over here. Okay, and we want to print all these three over here. So we have, we can write like the for loop, and we can just put a variable over here. So fruit is a variable, and under that variable we have saved the three list. Okay, that is apple, banana, and cherries. Here we are putting a for loop, like just start with the for, and you can just put a variable name over here just like this. And okay, so you can just name a for loop. Okay, so here we are putting a name of for loop. Sorry, that is a fruit. And in the fruits, okay, this fruit is normally a variable. Okay, so here what we are instructing for a fruit for loop, use a variable like a fruits and print I like fruits. Okay, so the number of list that we have, the number of item in the list, whatever we will have, it will put everything. So here we already know that how many item we want to process. So that is where you use a for loop. Now let's move on to the second example that we have, that is loop with the range. Okay, so I can just take this example, a loop with the range. For I in the range 1 and 6, print iteration I. Okay, so if I execute this, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has been printed. Okay, so the range of 1 and 6 generate the number from 1 to 5. Note the 6 is not included. Okay, so here we cannot include the 6. For loop iterated over the range, printing the current iteration number for the each pass. Okay, so like first, second, third, and fourth. So for example, if I put 2 here and if I put 7 here, okay, if I run this, so you can see it is starting from the 2 to until the 6. It is not taking the 7. Okay, so let's see the third example that we have, that is a nested for loop example. Okay, so maybe I can just take this simple example over here. Here you can see we have a matrix as the df, that is variable over here, and we are storing this numbers. Okay, for the row in the matrix. Okay, now we are putting a row name for the for loop, and we are taking the matrix as a variable. For the num in the row, print the num, and this the print this. Okay, for the new line after the each row. So if I explain, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. So we want to print this one using the for loop, we have used it. So if I explain you this, the outer for loop iteration over the each row in the matrix, which is a list of the verb, the inner for loop iterated over each number in the current row and printed. The end, okay, the end means this one, ensure that the number are printed on the same line. Okay, so this has ensured that the number is printed in each line. Okay, and after printing all the number in the row, the print created a new line. Okay, so after printing, print created a new line. Okay, now what are the key differences between the while and for loop? If I want to explain you this, the while loop suitable when you don't know how many iteration you need beforehand, and the loop continue until the specific condition is met. It can lead to the infinite loop if the condition is not correctly handled. For loop, best use when you know exactly how many times you need to loop such iteration over the sequence. And if you have a list, string, etc., or using a range to repeat the block of specific number of time. So in summary, if I want to explain you, while loop is run as long as a given condition is true, often used when the number of iteration is not known beforehand. And for loop, iteration over a sequence of an item or a range of value, and it is used when you know how many times you want the loop. So these loop are very versatile and allow the various control flow and data handling in the Python programs. So I hope you got the topic and you understand whatever I. If you like this video, please hit a like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel and share this video to the maximum people who want to learn the Python, because I will get a lot of videos on the Pythons and for the data analytics. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.